What's up YouTube? Dougie Chong here. Welcome to today's episode where I'll be reviewing AMC stock. In this video, I will talk a little bit about AMC the company, then I'll look over some of the numbers, and I'll end off by saying if AMC stock is a buy in my opinion or not. This is one of the stocks that has absolutely been blowing up thanks to the Wall Street Bets Reddit. I'll start the video off by saying that this stock is very risky, like riskier than Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, so be very aware if you're gonna invest in this stock. Also, I want to give a big thank you to all my subscribers. We're almost at 400 here. If we hit 500 subscribers, I have a really cool giveaway plan. So if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Also, give this video a like if you haven't already. It's free for you guys to do and I would really appreciate it a lot. Alright, so a lot of the buying pressure on AMC stock right now is just some of my retail investors that aren't even really looking at the business model. They might not even like the company AMC or want it to survive. Probably a lot of millennials that don't go to movie theaters anyways. But a lot of these investors are just buying the stock up like mad in an organized manner because a lot of big hedge funds are betting against AMC stock thinking it's gonna go down. But I'm gonna go over the history of AMC stock anyway. So AMC the company was founded in the year 1920, so they're 101 years old. Not a lot of companies survive that long. This just shows how resilient movie theaters have been throughout the decades. Before they had those old films and projectors, then they moved more digital, but now of course streaming services are aiming to take out movie chains completely. Fun fact for you, AMC stands for American Multi-Cinema. I actually never even knew that. I made a video review on Cineplex stock last year and a lot of those points remain valid for AMC's business model. I'll leave a link to that video in the description below. Basically, I think that people will still enjoy going to movie theaters for things like date night and birthday parties. This was actually one of the first social excursions I did as a teenager, just going to the movie theaters with your friends. And in many ways, the company AMC needs the movie theater business to thrive and continue because unlike Cineplex, AMC is the largest movie chain in the world, and so they will not be able to easily pivot to another business model. This is very different from GameStop stock because GameStop can shift to e-commerce, and that's a growing industry, as well as video games itself is another growing industry. So GameStop has a lot of good things going for it. It would be incredibly hard for AMC to pivot into video streaming because there are fierce competitors from juggernaut companies such as Disney with their Disney Plus service and Netflix, of course. We have already seen movie theaters here in Canada trying to pivot more into digital offerings by offering a digital version of the movie after you've watched it, but I don't really think those products are all that popular. So now the question when looking at AMC the company is whether they can change their business model if people stop going to movie theaters. Ironically, one of the main ideas to inject life into movie theaters is to host video game tournaments there. That way maybe the gamers can play near the front on the big screen and you can have an audience in the background. This could work for a few locations, but I do not think the demand would match the number of locations of movie theaters that we have. I think a very telling sign for this company is if they offer to sell more shares in the near-term future. I think they've sold 600 million already and even 300 million just even more recently to total about 900 million. And if they offer up even more shares, that means even the company itself does not think it can recover. Alright, now let's get to the fun part of the video and look at some really wacky numbers. If we look at the 5-year chart, they have been on a steady decline since 2016, from about $33 to as low as $2. This is definitely not the type of chart you want to be looking at for most investments, and especially not long-term ones. Looking at the 1-year chart, we see the stock drop in half from about $7 to $3 due to the pandemic in around February or March of last year. Of course, the stock was already on a decline, but this just accelerated the process and priced the stock for bankruptcy. Then we have the wacky 5-day chart, which shows the stock absolutely skyrocket from $2 to $20. I'll show this screenshot I took, I think, on Friday of the Wall Street Bets Forum, the #1 resource for investment news. Just joking, do not look there for really strong in-depth analyses. But it was interesting to see all the comments about AMC and rocket ships just going to the moon, diamond hands. It's more like shilling the company as opposed to saying anything about the company itself. We'll see what happens to the stock on Monday. I think Robinhood has re-allowed users to purchase AMC and GameStop stocks. I think, albeit at a limited number, maybe they're allowed to buy 5 shares or so. I know when I purchased some shares in AMC stock just last week on TD platform, it actually crashed the whole system. I think there was too much demand, and I actually had to buy the stocks on CIBC. That was pretty much the only time where if I had CIBC work and TD did not work for me. That also shows that maybe not a lot of people are using the CIBC brokerage platform, and that's why they were able to handle the traffic. I think Wealthsimple also crashed for a bit or even halted the stock, but I think Wealthsimple and TD are back up and running now. We won't look at the balance sheet of the company. There's no question they lose a lot of money right now. Basically, the theaters can't open. They have no revenue coming in. But because of the aforementioned equity that they raised earlier, they are not in imminent danger of going bankrupt and can at least survive until theaters reopen, hopefully at the end of this year or early next year. And maybe by then, people will have an itch to just go to a movie theater, go absolutely anywhere, just because we haven't been able to in such a long time. I know for one, I probably will go see a movie just because I haven't in such a long time. An important metric to look at when looking at this company is its market capitalization, which sits at $4.5 billion. GameStop was able to rocket so high because its market cap sat around $100 million. Moving a small cap stock is a lot easier than moving a large cap stock, and is why I don't think BlackBerry and Nokia will move as much as GameStop and AMC. The reason for this is simple. Redditors only have a finite amount of money, and their money will influence a smaller company much more than something like Amazon or Facebook. Neither of those companies would even register a blip if all of Reddit kind of just poured all into them. I don't think a $1 trillion company would even notice that amount of money. So now to answer the $1 million question, is AMC stock a buy in my opinion? Again, this is just my opinion. I'm not a licensed financial advisor, and this is not legal financial advice. But in my opinion, I'm gonna have to say it is a buy, not a long-term hold, maybe a short-term just kind of bet. I would definitely call it more of a gamble rather than an investment. It is in the early stages of that rapid growth phase that GameStop stock experienced earlier, and a lot more shorts may be forced to cover in the near-term future. I think in the long-term future, the company will come back down to the $7 range or even lower because I just don't see how the company can adapt in the future. But in the near term, I think it definitely can hit that $20 to $30 mark very quickly. What other stock has that kind of potential? Let me know in the comments below. And similar to GameStop stock, you can simply buy AMC stock to piss off huge hedge funds. That's it for this video, guys. Hope you learned a lot about AMC stock. Don't forget to give this video a like if it helped you, and don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. Enjoy the rest of your day and see you in the next video.